How's it going, everybody? We have here my Cyma CM701 VSR based platform. You probably saw it, well, you may have saw it, you probably didn't see it in my last gameplay video over on my main channel. Well, in this video, I'm just going to strip it down and I'm going to show you everything that is inside it and just talk about all the aspects of the platform that I've built. There is one job that I do want to do to this rifle, even though it's firing nicely. There's one job I want to do. I've got a modified X-range 70-degree bucking in there, and I want to change that out for this. This is a new SniperMechanics Flamingo Noir bucking. This is a 60-degree one. I want to shove this in here and see if it can eke out a little bit more performance, maybe. So let's go. I'm going to start off by just whipping this scope off because it's quite big and bulky, and it'll be easier to manoeuvre this with the scope off. The scope is arseholes. The scope is attached to the rifle. Scope is now not attached to the rifle. So this scope here is pretty lightweight, really, for the size of it. It's a Novritsch scope, and I'm using this one because it was sent to me free of charge, so why not use it? But it is actually pretty good. I've been told that these cheaper scopes from Novritsch are much better than the premium scopes from Novritsch. And I was actually really impressed by how the quality, the clarity of the pitch that you get through this scope. The camouflage for the scope, this is a Mimantech cover. It's made from the boot covers that come with the suit when you buy the suit. I don't use boot covers, so I just chopped it up. On that as well, you've got the cottons, the dye cottons, and also, so if you just get some white cotton and natural raffia. This is natural raffia you can pay peanuts for off of the internet, off eBay, Amazon, whatever. Natural raffia. Get yourself a jar of the cheapest coffee you can find. It doesn't need to be expensive coffee, just cheap coffee. Tip the whole jar into some boiling water. Make a few pints, a few litres, whatever, and then put your raffia in it. Put your white cotton in it. Chop your white cottons up, and there's your raffia, and you get this more natural colour. The green stuff on there is halo screen. The scope as well has got a big sunshade on there as well. It does look pretty cool when it's on the rifle. So that's the scope. Let's put that to one side. Let's take off the suppressor now. Come on. There we go. So there's the suppressor, and that is a Silverback carbon suppressor. Super lightweight suppressor, really, really lightweight, and it does a really good job of making it quieter as well. There's the camera fixed on there like that. There's a 3D printed part to go around the suppressor, and then just some GoPro attachment parts to hold the camera in place. Where do we go from here? So when I used this for the last gameplay, I lost the butt pad off it. So at the moment, it's got a Novritsch butt pad. A Novritsch butt pad fits on the Cyma. Inside there, I've got a battery, power bank, and a piece of sock. I'll come to the socks in a little while. Let's just take out the power bank. So this power bank powers my scope cam and goes all the way down through these USB cables that are sort of coloured and disguised as vines or twigs or whatever you want to call them. So yeah, there's my 10,000 milliamp battery. Socks. Let's talk about socks. So this is part of the sock. I keep my old socks. If I get a hole in a pair, I keep them and chop them up, and they make ideal packing to deaden the sound on a hollow stock. Better than foam, I think. Better than sponge socks. Brilliant. The cotton socks. Don't obviously use your favourite personal sock. If you do, make sure you wash it first. But yeah, socks. We'll see more socks as we go by in this build. Right, let us take the stock away from the receiver. Now, the stock, you can just about see what's left over. This is the Cyma CM701 stock still, the old fake plastic wooden look stock. And they use different size head screws. So you're going to need two different size Allen keys to get the... I don't know why they do that. Why not have one size? But anyway, that's besides the point. Let's get this undone. So those two screws are all that holds the stock in place. So now that should just lift up. It comes apart a little bit different to the SSG. You have to take this trigger guard off with the SSG10. Let's get these USB cables out of the way. So there is a stock, and you can see in there another sock in the stock. Another one at the end there as well. Stock stuffed in there just to deaden the sound from the hollow stock. So how I've camouflaged this is it's got scapper tape over it. So I've just covered it in scapper tape, as rough looking as you can get it. And then this stuff here is acrylic paint, so you can pick this up for really cheap from your local craft shops. And yeah, it gives a nice effect that the acrylic paint does. This is more halo screen with some raffia, just focus in there, just attached to the scapper tape. There we go. That's the stock. So it's the stock Cyma stock. The main components of the rifle. Yeah, this video is going to get demonetized without a doubt because I'm taking apart a rifle. So with this, I went for an SSG10 outer barrel because I had one laying about, and with the SSG10 barrel, I had a suppressor adapter as well, so I could attach a suppressor, no worries. The original outer barrel I've got just here. This is the original outer barrel from the Cyma CM701. Cyma CM701s come with various outer barrels, I believe, but this one is thinner this end than it is this end. It's got some obscure, I think it's obscure anyway, I couldn't find a suppressor adapter for it. This does unscrew, the end does, but I couldn't find an adapter to put a suppressor on this one. And I had the SSG10 outer barrel just kicking about. This is the longer, is it the regular or the longer? It might be the regular actually. The regular size SSG10 one. It did fit, but I had to file off some. Just imagine that this is the SSG10 outer barrel. The threads went all the way. You can see the threads don't go all the way to the end, where with the SSG10 one they did. So I had to really file off some of the thread on the SSG10 one to make it sit nicely in the receiver. So just a bit of filing is all it needed to get it to sit nicely. With the, see there's the suppressor adapter as well, just there. It's the Novritsch suppressor adapter. And on the outer barrel, we've got there the Tridos TDC. That's the VSR TDC. And you can see the razors as well that I've got just to raise it up a little bit more because my camera sits on there and I just want my scope to look over the camera. Right, so let's separate the outer barrel. So let's unwind the Tridos TDC. Now these Tridos TDCs, I do have a video of me fitting one of these to an SSG10. They pretty much fit the same way, and they are really nice pieces of kit, and they're so easy to fit as well. If you want to fit a TDC to your SSG10 or VSR platform, these Tridos TDCs are very, very simple to fit. Right, so the wheel is off now. Let's unscrew this bottom hex screw. And it has got a small washer on there as well. Now we can undo the outer barrel from the receiver. You can see that green on there. It wasn't two-tone. It wasn't a UK two-tone colour. It's some paint that I had, and it's a little bit, I don't know if I like that colour paint or not. It's not too bad in little bits, but when the whole rifle's done in it, it looks a bit ridiculous. So we've got our two parts separated. Let's go with the outer barrel first, then we'll come back to the rest of it. So you can see there's what I was talking about a little while ago. You can see where I filed down some of the thread there just to make it sit in the receiver properly. Now we're going to remove the hop unit. So we're just taking this block off, which is held in by just two Phillips screws in there. Now with that block off there, the hop unit and inner barrel will come out. Should come out. Okay, there's a lot of dirt in there. So that is the standard Cyma hop unit that I've used, and it works perfectly with that Tridos TDC. The Tridos TDC transforms this thing, so I don't think you need to go and upgrade your hop unit. I don't really see a reason to. I just installed the Tridos TDC and that just makes it work a treat. The inner barrel, is a SniperMechanics 430mm 6.03 stainless steel barrel. I used this one because he sent me one to try. Let's get it undone. Look at all this forest debris. When you install the Tridos TDC into the Cyma hop unit, there's some parts inside this that you don't need anymore. So it does really simplify the hop unit. You've got the Tridos TDC bit there. There's where this wheel pushes down onto the bucket. You've got your BB stopper there. That's pretty much, there's the only spring inside it now. Very, very simple now. If you're wondering why that piece of PTFE tape is there, there was a slight bit of play with the SniperMechanics barrel inside the hop unit, a very slight bit of movement. So I put this piece of PTFE tape on just there to just stop it from wobbling about a little bit. While I've got this apart, even though I've only used it twice now, I'm going to give that inner barrel a clean. We're going to see, it's going to be quite interesting to see how much grime comes out of that inner barrel. These are some of the bits you get in your Novritsch cleaning kit. So you get these little soft cloths. And I'm going to take a cleaning rod, and we're going to put this little piece of material through there, right? And then we're going to take the rubbing alcohol from the Novritsch kit. We're going to place it. Oh shit! We're going to place it all over my table and my nice green cloth. You know, that'll dry soon. So yeah, we've just got a couple of spots on there. It probably didn't need a clean, but while I had the inner barrel out, I thought, well, why not? I might as well just give it a rub. And there's a bit of dirt on there. Nothing too bad though. That's how I always clean my inner barrels now anyway, with that Novritsch rubbing alcohol stuff. You can buy rubbing alcohol from loads of different places really. You don't have to go to Novritsch to buy it. It's quite nice though that you get the cloths as well. Everything you need: silicone grease, silicone oil, thick silicone oil, screw glue as well you get in there. Like I said, this video is probably going to get demonetized, so if you do want to support the channel and you do fancy picking up yourself a bit of a maintenance kit, I'll put the link below, like as an affiliate link, so if you buy through that, I get 5% of, I get a few pennies anyway out of it. So yeah, there's the Novritsch kit. So now we're going to go with our Flamingo hot bucket. If you see me scratching at all, it's because I had a game yesterday and I seem to have got bitten all over by bloody mosquitoes. There is your new SniperMechanics Noir bucket. Seems he's gone for a different material. Seems as if it's the same patch on there as well, but yeah, just a different material. We'll see how this one works. The first bucket I went with this build was the pink Flamingo 60, and I couldn't get an air seal with it. That's why I went with the Modify X Range 70 in the end, because I got a good air seal with it. Hopefully this new bucket from SniperMechanics does seal in this Cyma. That's the only part that I'm going to change on this rifle for now anyway. I might even change it back yet. We'll see how it goes. Let's put the hop unit and inner barrel back into the outer barrel. Let's now move on to the trigger, cylinder, receiver setup. I'm going to take off the trigger first. So Allen key, get the trigger guard off. I was going to go with one of those new fancy magnetic triggers, but they were out of stock everywhere, so I went with one of these, the Springer Custom Works S Trigger 9.3, the V9.3, because these have got a very good reputation as well. The Springer triggers, the S Custom triggers, whatever they're called, have got a very good reputation. So yeah, one of these. I got this from Empire Airsoft. You've got your safety on there. If you want to put your safety back on as well, you've got your safety settings on there, and yeah, fully adjustable as well. Very, very nice trigger. Let's take the cylinder out. There's a receiver. Nothing special about the receiver. It's just a standard Cyma receiver. So here's our cylinder. The bolt handle is the standard Cyma bolt handle and end piece as well. The cylinder head. Now the cylinder head is the SniperMechanics dampened cylinder head, and that pairs up very, very nicely. Let's get that out of there so you can see. There we go. So there's the cylinder head. I might just give that a wipe over while I've got it off, because that is a bit grimy. There's the SniperMechanics cylinder head. And there's the Wasp piston. Oh, that is pretty loose. Look at that. That's come loose on that. That's a good job I took that out of there. That's our Wasp piston. That's the medium air brake and the medium weight as well. The spring I'm using, spring guide, my coat cam mod has disappeared halfway up the spring as well. The spring I'm using is a 2-jewel Rapax spring, I think that is. Pretty sure it is. It's hard to tell springs. When they're out of packets, it's hard to tell what they are. I think I'm going to leave it out. I can always put it back in again if it starts twanging away, but I didn't notice any twanging noise, so I don't think it needs it. And that's the spring guide that you get with your Wasp. The cylinder I've used is a maple leaf black Mamba cylinder. There it is. It's got a nice little pattern on there. The problem I had with the previous cylinder, the bolt handle was extremely wobbly on the end there. The pin had failed. It was like it was made out of cheese. While I've got the Wasp out, I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of silicone oil just on the rubber. And I'm just going to rub that in. That was just 2 little drops. And that was plenty, just 2 little drops on there. It's just to keep that rubber nice and supple. Let's put this all back together now. Hopefully, that's not going to come undone again anymore. Just need to make sure that cylinder head is seated properly inside the cylinder before you start doing it up. This is the glide ring, and then there's another one just in that end of the receiver. This one goes in the front of the receiver. I don't need to put that in just yet, actually. And what it is, I'll put that down over there, and the outer barrel, when the outer barrel screwed in, will see that in place properly. But it's just what your cylinder sits on and just allows it to move backwards and forwards nicely. Our special sock goes back in the stock. Right, we're all back together. We just need to put on the TDC wheel. There we have it, everybody. There is the Cyma CM701 VSR all back together again. I hope you enjoyed this video looking for all the stuff that I've used to upgrade it. I've got a test now. I've got to do some testing with that SniperMechanics bucking to see how that performs in this. Yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Before we go, I just want to do one test. Let's cock it. Got that SniperMechanics bucking in there. I want to test the air seal. So here we go. You ready? Wait for it. Wait for it. Still holding the seal. Wait for it. Excellent.